Well, I think it's quite clear that the balance of power uh, across the world is shifting. It is shifting away from the West, and the United States, its status in the region too, is not like it was before. We have to recall that in the Persian Gulf region, in the past, according to WikiLeaks, there were leaders that were calling for the United States to attack Iran. But now, those very same countries do not want a war because Iran today is much stronger than it was before. The United States is not nearly as strong as it was before. And I think that the fact that the Saudi Minister of Defense, Khalid bin Salman, traveled to Iran is a very positive sign of a changing and evolving region. And Dr. Araghchi's trip to Saudi Arabia and to Qatar is a sign of this change, but also I would imagine that Dr. Araghchi is telling his Saudi counterparts and Saudi officials, as well as those in Qatar, that Iran will not, that during their negotiations with Trump, to keep this in mind, and to always remember this, that Iran is not going to sacrifice its sovereignty, and that Iran is more than capable of defending itself. And if the United States makes any foolish move or takes any military action against Iran, the consequences will be very severe. The Iranian response will be very severe. So I think that the Iranians are making it known that the Israeli regime has no capability to strike Iran without full support of the United States. And even when the United States supported the Israeli regime, we saw that their strikes were not very effective. The Israeli regime, its aircraft, fired their missiles roughly 100 kilometers away from Iranian borders. They never even tried to enter Iranian airspace or get very close to Iranian airspace because they recognize that Iranian air defense capabilities are very great. Firing missiles from far off does not lead to major damage because the payload of those missiles are quite small. If the Americans want to carry out a major strike, they would have to send their B-52s and B-2s right over Iran, and that would make them very vulnerable. The Israeli regime doesn't even have that capability. They don't have heavy bombers, and they would have to have refuel capabilities to fly to Iran, and that can only be done with American support. And if their aircraft approach Iranian airspace, they will be downed. And of course, the Iranian response will be very severe. Remember, keep this in mind, over the past few months, the Iranians have been working and I can say this with confidence, the Iranians have been working very hard on making their missiles more precise. And in the next round of any conflict with the Israeli regime, you can be sure that the missiles will be far more precise than they were during True Promise 2.